on Costa's Shemikas. As Liverpool's attack petered out, Atwell did not stop to play to show a yellow card to Backville, and moments later the teenager slaughtered past Allison after a fine work from Dominic Solanke, while Shemikas was off the pitch receiving treatment. Let's show you highlights of the match and we'll come back with all the talking points.
Salah's all on his own. Ball out to Gakpo and back to Salah on his left foot, and it's not far away. Costa Tsimikas, normally a flat one, and it's a really good ball to McAllister. Jota, really smart selection, and they're outnumbered here, Liverpool, but ever willing is Cody Gakpo, takes one from distance, and the goalkeeper wasn't set properly. Gakpo back out helping as a auxiliary fullback, and Bergvall almost robbed Alisson Becker, and then the second time he did, and it was an awful error, and Tottenham were in here with Porro, who just thought about it a bit too much. Gravenberch out to Curtis Jones, and I get this opportunity to take on Spence, gets the run from Nunes, and it's a big save. Tsimikas, cross in and nobody there. Mike fights and Alexander-Arnold off the line by Dragusin. Pulls ball forward. Solanke all on his own. It'll be a tight call this, but Solanke has put the ball in the back of Liverpool's net. The flag stays down. Yes, just. Oh, so you're going to hear him announce this decision here.
After review, Dominic Solanke was in an offside position in the build-up to the goal.
Canate against Solanke. Bergvall.
TVC Sports Desk.
Loads of talking points, especially from the English side of the game, as Graham Potter, we understand, has been confirmed as the new head coach of West Ham. The 49-year-old takes over from Julian Lopetegui, who was sacked on Wednesday afternoon after winning just 6 of his 20 Premier League matches in charge, leaving the club 14th in the Premier League table. A Porter who had interest from Everton, with the pressure growing on their boss, Sean Dyche, has been out of management since leaving Chelsea in April 2023, having previously been in charge of Brighton, Swansea and Swedish side Östersund.
A very proud day. I'm really excited. Looking forward to meet the players and get out on the training pitch and working with them, and then eventually get in front of our supporters, because as an away manager, you know, the fans here have always been incredibly supportive, and I'm looking forward to meeting them as well. A real strong history, recent, with the success in Europe. What's always struck me is it's a passionate, ambitious club with loyal supporters, but it has a bit of a family feel as well, I think. I've always thought that. I'm really excited and really looking forward to get to know everybody and be part of the family.
It all started here. Like millions of Nigerian boys, my dream was to play for the Super Eagles. New Bisco Costa biscuit fills me up, gives me strength and energy to do well. It is hard work, and you need extra energy and strength to succeed. Scoring goals that will last for a lifetime. Creamy, crunchy, new Bisco Costa. It all started here. Like millions of Nigerian boys, my dream was to play for the Super Eagles. New Bisco Costa biscuit fills me up, gives me strength and energy to do well. It is hard work and you need extra energy and strength to succeed. Scoring goals that will last for a lifetime. Creamy, crunchy, new Bisco Costa.
TVC Sport Desk.
All right, a big congratulations to Graham Potter, who's been patient ever since he was asked to leave Stamford Bridge when he failed to lift Chelsea above what the fans would expect at the time. Jide Ladipo is a football intermediary live on the show from London at this time. Jide, let me start with the Graham Potter situation. Graham Potter has been out of job since leaving Chelsea, but now he's in charge at West Ham, still very much in London. What does it bring to the Hammers?
Wealth of experience. It brings the history that he was very, very successful when he was at Brighton. He's one of the best English coaches we have around. He's quite young, he's energetic, he understands the game. And I think a lot of the players will respect him as well. You know, he's just a coach that I believe, you know, in the right environment, it would thrive. Apart from that blip that he had at Chelsea when he got sacked, we all know that he's been out of management since April 2023. I think, in my opinion, he's still a very, very good coach. Absolutely.
And for a Westham side that have been sinking this season, as a matter of fact, a lot of persons will say since their former manager left, it's not been smooth for the Hammers. Now that, he's joining the team at 14th position, is he on a rescue mission?
Definitely on a rescue mission. You know, they're 7 points above relegation. They've only won 6 games this season, and I think they've amassed like 21 points. So they don't want a situation where it's going to be too late, and hence the reason why they made the decision as early as they could. You know, for a club like West Ham and the history that they have, they recently won the UEFA, you know, Conference League title. You know, they produced like some really magnificent players. I mean, Declan Rice is one of them. They sold him after they won the Europa Conference League. For a club of that nature, definitely, you know, they had to look at it and say, we had to make that decision as quickly as we can, or else they could end up back in the championship. Remember that in the early 2000s, they got relegated. West Ham had the history of the first English Premier League club that amassed 40 points but still got relegated. But they definitely don't want that kind of history to creep back into, you know, the current way of how they're doing things and how people know them. So I think they took that decision quite early. Yeah.
At Brighton, Graham Potter looked like a very, very good manager. But when he joined Chelsea, it seemed that the waters were very much above his head. Now that he's gone to West Ham, there is a school of thought that he's back at a club that is at his own level.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think when you're coaching a club like Chelsea, there's a lot of things that you have to put into perspective. Certain things I can't even see on camera as a football intermediary. You know, there are things happening in the back scene that you do not know about. I feel like with Graham Potter, it was a bit out of his depth in terms of trying to understand the players, and the players didn't probably understand him. He had a way of doing things, and you know, they couldn't just get along. So personally, I think a club like West Ham, in my opinion, a club at his level, Chelsea was definitely far above his pay grade. Everyone knew that. But, you know, what can we say? We just wish him the best of luck. There are no guarantees in football. He has a lot to do, despite the fact that we might be looking at West Ham as a club that he's able to handle. But there's a lot that he has to do, because West Ham has been a basket case when it comes to conceding goals this season. Against Liverpool and Arsenal, they conceded a cumulative 10 goals, you know. A team that is serious about being in the Premiership, they shouldn't be doing that. So, fingers crossed for him, really.
All right, from a club that is very much in trouble to another club, also in trouble, but in a different city. Let's talk about Manchester United. We understand that United have put up the squad for sale. I mean, what does that really mean? Putting the entire club up for sale. I mean, it can't be as bad as selling every player in the squad, Jide.
Well, I sincerely hope that those are rumors. But, you know, in football, there's always there's an element of truth in every rumor that is out there. What is obvious to everyone is that Ruben Amorim is not happy with the current squad that he has. He knows that he can't get the club to where he wants to get them to with this current set of players. Some of the players definitely are not in sync with him. Players like Marcus Rashford has made it clear that he wants to leave the club. And I know that clubs like Barcelona, AC Milan and PSG have expressed interest because Marcus Rashford, with all due respect, is still a very good player. You know, and Ruben Amorim would definitely want to pick his own squad. He will want to have his own players come in that can play his style of football. So no surprises there really, because there's been no change since he's taken over from Ten Hag. He's just been the same old Manchester United, very lackadaisical, conceding goals. Yeah, fair enough. They drew with Liverpool in the league last week, but you know, you want to see Manchester United where they used to be, and the current set of players that they have can take them there.
All right. If the current set of squad at United are to be sieved, who are those players you think should be left at the club?
You know, Diallo definitely. I mean, let's start with the young guys, right? Diallo, Kobe Mainoo. You don't want to get rid of those players. Even Garnacho still has it in him. You want to build an experienced. You want to build the team around an experienced player. So you definitely don't want to get rid of Bruno Fernandes. You know, because, yeah, he's not always consistent, but he's been there for a while. He has that leadership factor. You want that person to still be left in the club. Yeah, so those four players, in my opinion, Garnacho, Diallo, Kobe Mainoo, and Kobe Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes. About Zizke, they just bought Zizke, so I'm not too sure what's going on with him. He's not firing like a striker, so for me, it's 50-50 with him. Yeah.
Okay, still very much in England, Jide. We saw the first semi-final of the Carabao Cup last night. Tottenham, you know, really getting their own pound of flesh over Liverpool. We saw how Tottenham felt like a pack of cards against Liverpool in the Premier League, but this time in the Cup semi-final, they got their own pound of flesh. It was a 1-0 victory for Spurs. Taking a look at the statistics, Liverpool were the better side. They had more of the possession. They had 7 shots on target. I thought the Tottenham goalkeeper was the man of the match, saving 6 of those 7 shots on target. But in the end, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, had some complaints about refereeing.
Well, I mean, look, you can say whatever you want to say about the referee. I just feel like on the night, the Spurs were very well organized. They've been very naive in conceding so many goals this season. And looking at it, playing against like a team like Liverpool, you have to be very tactical with them. And I think that that's what happened. I'm not sure why Virgil van Dijk is talking about the officiating. I just think he's upset that they lost. At some point, you have to lose. You know, they've played 12 matches in all competition without losing one so far. And, you know, on the night, Spurs were very, very determined. They played well. Let's remember that they had another goal cancelled by VAR. Dominic Solanke scored, and that goal was cancelled. So, you know, I think Virgil van Dijk will look at it from the perspective that we played well, but we lost. And that happens in football. And because it's a tactical game, Tottenham Hotspur knew what to do. And they kept, you know, their defenses in check. They made sure that they didn't concede any silly goals. And in the last minute, Lucas Berger, you know, the 18-year-old Swedish kid, just scored a very magnificent goal. So let's give it to Tottenham Hotspur. On the night, they were very tactical, they were very disciplined, and they deserved to win.
All right, Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou had always said he wouldn't change how his side plays. I mean, but we saw a different Tottenham yesterday. Is he changing his philosophy?
Of course, football makes you humble sometimes, you know. Yeah, Monreal used to talk about not changing his philosophy, but at some point he started to pack the bus. So, I mean, it all happens to coaches. Sometimes you bring your philosophy from a different league, and then you find out when you get to the English Premier League that it's a different kettle of fish. So, obviously, he changed his philosophy last night. Their defense was well organized, and you've got to give it to them. So, yeah, it proved to me that he changed his philosophy last night.
All right. So, what do you make of the other semi-final fixtures coming up later tonight?
Well, look, are you talking about the EFL?
The FA Cup fixtures coming up later tonight.
Oh, yes. I mean, look, very straightforward. Everton playing Peterborough United. If they don't win that, Sam Dyche is going to be under a lot of pressure. Fulham, Watford. Fulham has been very, very good in the league of recent. So I think, playing a team in the championship, they should be winning that one. They're playing at home. Sheffield United has been very, very good in the championship as well. Despite the fact that they've been docked 3 points, they're sitting third. I think third or second, I'm not too sure, but I think they're not too far from that position. So playing against a team like Cardiff City, he's not playing that well at the moment as well. I think they should win. So if you ask me of all the games, Sheffield United, Cardiff City, I'll go for Sheffield United. Everton, Peterborough, Everton better win, and Sean Dyche is going to be in a lot of trouble. Fulham, Watford, I definitely give it to Fulham. They have a really good squad at the moment, and they should be beating a team in the championship like Watford.
All right, Jide Ladipo, football intermediary, live on the show from London. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you.
A pleasure as always. Thank you very much.
All right, from England, let's go to Spain, where Lamine Yamal